Now at 10, a proposed data center continues to generate questions and concerns after a packed Joplin City Council meeting. Plus, city leaders reverse a decision to disband the Yates Center Police Department. And a grassroots coalition comes together for healthcare reform in Pittsburgh.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Following a marathon debate, the Joplin City Council gives first-round approval for a controversial land deal for a proposed data center project. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Last night's City Council meeting stretched into the wee hours of this morning with the final vote shortly after 1 a.m. Hundreds of concerned residents filled the council chambers, hallways, and overflow rooms, in addition to hundreds more watching the events unfold on live stream. KOAM's Kitty Foreman breaks down what transpired and what's next regarding Wildwood Ranch.
It took over 7 hours and a wide range of opinions from the public, but despite heavy opposition, the council ruled in favor of both annexing a portion of Wildwood Ranch into West Joplin and rezoning roughly 600 acres of the property for heavy industrial use during a first reading vote.
I think I represent the 52,000 people in our city better by voting for something for that. And that's just where I stand. If I offend you, I'm sorry.
Prior to the meeting, a number of protesters gathered just outside City Hall to express their displeasure with the idea of a data center.
We're worried that our Church Glades ecosystem is going to be impacted, and this is a globally unique ecosystem. So it's our responsibility to protect our natural resources here in Joplin.
Though concerns over a data center impacting people's livelihoods loom, Director of Planning and Development Troy Bolander says the city will be able to keep its citizens' best interests in mind.
The county does not have any land use regulations whatsoever, so they don't have any requirements on noise and glare and buffering. If it's in the city, we do have those requirements, so we can protect our citizens from the nuisances created by this possible use.
And even if the city does gain control of the land, Bolander expects it to still take some time before decisions can be made on what it'll be used for.
There'll have to be some studies completed, environmental studies, surveys, before we even know that industrial development can occur. So it's not a done deal that a data center will go out there on that location. There's about a year's worth of studies that have to be conducted.
In Joplin, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Both the annexation and the rezoning resolutions will now head to a second and third reading. A vote is expected at the next City Council meeting. A dramatic reversal tonight in Yates Center, Kansas. During a special meeting, council members voted to overturn last night's controversial decision to disband the city's police department. The original 3-2 vote sparked immediate backlash from residents and strong opposition from the mayor. Council members who supported the move cited budget concerns, saying the city needed to cut costs by turning policing responsibilities over to the county. But for many residents, the idea of living without a local police department raised serious safety concerns.
Earlier this year, they did have a lockdown, which scared the students. But the students knew that the police were supposed to be covering it. It ended up being nothing. It was just a false alarm. Somebody seen something that was a little scary. But what if it really happens? How are they going to take care of it? And which direction is one man going to go? They need to keep us with coverage.
Before tonight's special meeting, the council member who originally proposed disbanding the police department, Lyle Key, resigned from the council. We're keeping a close eye on the weather developments over the coming days. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz.
Yeah, thanks, Dal. This is the calm before the storm, if you will. Over the next 48 hours, fairly calm conditions. Right now, temperatures average for this time of year. We'll see those temperatures falling tonight to around 25 degrees. It'll be a chilly start tomorrow morning, but that puts us right where we're supposed to be. Now, we do have winter storm watches across the entire region right now. Some of those expiring at 6 a.m. Sunday, some on noon on Sunday. Those could be extended. We're also going to be dealing with a strong Arctic blast, bringing Arctic air all the way down to Texas. Now, snow timing, that begins moving in this weekend. Coming up in my full forecast, we're going to break everything down from the system setup to the timing to potential snowfall amounts. I'll have all those details in just a few minutes.
All right, we're catching a few. 11 fire departments battled a blaze at the 3D dog food plant near Monette, Missouri. Monette Rural Fire says the mechanical fire started in a large dryer and spread to the roof and an external hopper. The size of the facility and limited water supply prompted calls for additional help. They say crews brought in about 26,000 gallons of water via tanker trucks and were able to stop the fire before it spread further. The Missouri State Fire Marshal is investigating this two-alarm house fire that destroyed a home west of Joplin this afternoon. The blaze broke out around 12:30 on North Malang Road in Jasper County. Multiple fire departments responded, including Carl Junction, Galena, Joplin, Reddings Mill, and Carterville. Everyone escaped safely, but the fire had already collapsed to the roof by the time crews arrived. The annual Battle of the Badges blood drive took place at the First Christian Church in Pittsburgh today as the fire and police departments competed to make the best chili. Participants donated blood for the American Red Cross and then voted on which chili they preferred. The winning department would receive a trophy and, of course, bragging rights. The Red Cross says there's a critical shortage of blood across the country and they need blood more than ever during this time of year.
We're in desperate need of O type and A and B negative blood. So if anybody has those blood types, please try to make it in for our drive tomorrow.
The Battle of the Badges blood drive continues through Thursday from 8:30 to 2 p.m. Pittsburgh residents come together to tackle one of the community's biggest challenges, health care. The group Prairie Progress hosted tonight's community conversation at Harlan's Venue on North Locust, where local leaders and advocates discussed current health care issues with the community. Organizers say they want to drive meaningful change through grassroots community involvement.
We are hoping to educate people on some of the services and organizations that exist in Southeast Kansas, the work that's going on, and hopefully have people leave feeling like they learned something new.
That 2-hour event was the first community conversation that Prairie Progress has hosted. The organization plans to host more in different communities across the state of Kansas. Showcasing local businesses coming up, the return of the Joplin Business Expo. But up first, a decision for Frontenac. Residents will vote on how to pay for a multi-million-dollar wastewater upgrade. Frontenac voters are going to head to the polls in March to decide how to pay for a multi-million-dollar wastewater treatment plant. KOIM's Nellie Lopez spoke with the Frontenac mayor and the city administrator to find out why they say that project has to happen.
Frontenac faces a multi-million-dollar mandate. The city must build a new wastewater treatment plant.
Well, we currently operate sewer lagoons, which are very cheap to operate. A lot of small towns use them. We have new requirements that require us to treat for ammonia and phosphorus, which sewer lagoons can't do. So our mandate from the state of Kansas is we have to build a mechanical wastewater treatment plant to replace those.
In 2019, the Kansas Department of Health reached out to the city to let them know that this lagoon system is not up to date to help eliminate all the hazardous waste material.
These are chemicals that enter our wastewater treatment system through farm runoff or through detergents, things like that we use in our household. We can't treat for them, and so they eventually get discharged back into the environment, which is not good for our streams and waterways.
Due to environmental factors and COVID, the project was put on hold.
So we've been working on it since then, but it's come due and we're up against the deadlines and everything now.
With deadlines looming, the decision of how to pay for the project faces voters March 3rd. A ballot question proposing an additional 3/4 cent sales tax.
People need to know that this is a mandated project. We don't have a choice. We have to do it regardless, and we're just asking the citizens, do you want to fund it through user rates, or would you like to do a hybrid model where we use a sales tax and user rates?
People have any questions, please come to one of those 2 public input sessions. Please come and ask the questions. We're trying to be very forthright and transparent on all this.
In Frontenac, Kansas, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
If that sales tax fails, monthly sewer bills, they say, will increase to approximately $75, with residents and local businesses bearing the full financial burden. The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its 33rd annual Business Expo at the Downstream Casino Resort Pavilion, bringing together more than 100 local businesses under one roof. The expo gives businesses, new and old, a chance to connect with one another and the community, showcase products and services, and introduce new offerings. This year's theme, A Century on Route 66, highlights Joplin's deep ties to the historic highway as the region prepares to mark the route's 100th anniversary.
This is my first time at the Business Expo, and I feel like I was not expecting this outcome. I mean, there is people everywhere, from all realms of every business. So it's been really awesome to get to meet everyone, and I'm thrilled to be a part of Eagle Picture and to be at this event today.
Organizers say the strong turnout reflects continued growth in Joplin's business community, with booth space selling out quickly and participation increasing year after year. A little bit later, 8th graders in Carthage get a possible look at their futures during a tour of the Tech Center.
While winter hasn't been too consistent this year, when it returns to the 4 states this weekend, it brings some impacts. Details coming up. Well, the next 48 hours are a great time to prepare for the incoming winter storm this weekend. Now, right now, things are still dry and calm out there. Temperatures still fairly average for this time of the year, heading down into the 20s. Overnight tonight, hit right around 25. A bit of a chilly start tomorrow, but we warm right back up. The big news is the winter storm that's coming in, and right now, outside, taking a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, again, you have 48 hours to prepare. It's going to be a great time to do that. Now, taking a look here across the 4 states region right now, we have a winter storm watch across the entirety of the region. But not only that, we're also looking at an extreme cold watch for portions of the 4 states. This will no doubt be extended through the entirety of the 4 states by Friday. Now, taking a look at our system here, what we're having is, this is our polar jet stream. All that cold air, here's our Arctic high, drives that cold air south all the way down into Texas. We have moisture riding in from the Gulf. As these two converge, that's going to set up thermal structure where we have warm air on the top, cold air on the bottom. As rain falls through that, it falls down as rain in the warm air and freezes in the cold air. That's where we're going to get a large band of ice. Here's our weather maker out to the west. The Pacific jet stream actually going to hold this together, because normally, since this is cut off from the polar jet stream, it wouldn't hold together fairly well. But because it kind of has this carrier or ability to track to carry it along the jet stream, we're going to see that begin to move in. This provides all the lift we need for moisture and for ice development. Okay, let's take a look here. Here's our band of snowfall. In between, a thin band of sleet. South of that, we'll have ice development. Going to be a historic ice storm across the south, but primarily focused here, hyper-locally, we're going to be dealing with mainly snowfall. And south of that, there's our band of ice right there. Then you get closer towards the Gulf, we're dealing with some showers and some thunderstorms. All right, let's start timing some things out here for you. Heading into tomorrow, fairly mild. Still plenty of time to get ready. A few passing clouds as we head into the overnight hours for your Thursday. By Friday morning, things are chilly again, but here's the difference. Friday, we don't warm up at all. Back down to 19 degrees by 4 o'clock. We actually go down in temperature, overcast skies. Now things are going to begin to deteriorate as we head from Friday night into Saturday morning. Notice most of the heavier snow staying to the south right now, 44. That track of that low, because it's not attached to the jet stream, has free movement, so it can go up and down as it pleases. So if it moves up, some of the snowfall is going to go up. If it moves down, some of these snow levels are going to go down. But take a look at these temperatures. This is going to be considerably dangerous as well. Let's talk about potential accumulation here. So we have our heaviest of the snow south of 44. You get north of 44, we'll be looking at moderate snow. You get closer to Kansas City near 35 and 70, looking anywhere from about 2 to 6 inches there. Now, there's a wide variation here south of 44, because the further south you go, the more snow you're going to run into. So take these totals with a grain of salt, because any movement in that low pressure system could drive these up, could pull them slightly down. But what's consistent is the heaviest of the snowfall staying south of 44. All right, let's talk about these temperatures real quick, because these are going to drive down to near negative 25 degrees with the wind chill for multiple days, not just one. Here's a look at our 7-day alert day for Saturday. We're going to see our air temperature 3 degrees. Air temperature Sunday night negative 2. So we're likely going to be going to an alert day for Sunday as well. Check out Monday's temperature, 24 degrees. So we had extreme cold watch out, goes till noon on Monday. Those 30s hanging around. So likely the snow, any accumulation, will hang out with us at least through next week.
Getting all choked up just...
It's hard to hear, Dow. I totally understand. All that snow coming in, we don't want to kick it out.
Excuse me. Thank you. Well done. Let's see if I can get through this. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation and Oklahoma Turnpike Authority are preparing for the possibility of that wintry weather. Both have crews ready and prepared to handle the worst of the weather if it comes. Because of the high traffic, the high speeds of the turnpike, the crews are already pre-treating the roads.
So those crews will be doing all that pre-treating for the next couple of days in preparation. And then once we get closer to the storm system actually moving into Oklahoma, those crews will start working 12-hour shifts in rotation and being prepared to go out with sand and salt trucks as soon as that precipitation starts.
The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority says it's better to be behind the snow trucks than in front of them. You should give them plenty of room. Electric vehicle owners face some unique challenges as the winter storm approaches. The cold temperatures can cut their battery range by half or more. EV experts recommend keeping cars plugged in overnight and using seat warmers instead of cabin heat to preserve battery power.
But at freezing temperatures, you can lose 20% or more of the battery's life. Well, freezing temperatures are only 32 degrees.
Repair shops across southwest Missouri report increased business as drivers prepare for the storm. Experts say proper maintenance now prevents headaches later. For EV owners who lose power, well, they should locate the nearest charging station and reduce driving when possible. Still ahead, the Chiefs are making changes to their coaching staff following the season. Those details next. Plus, a Frontenac Raider puts pen to paper to continue her athletic career in college. Those stories coming up in sport.
On Tuesday, Frontenac's Ava Lilly solidified her future, putting pen to paper and signing her national letter of intent to continue her athletic career at the next level. The Raiders girls javelin record holder is joining the track and field team at Central Missouri. Talking to Lilly, she said that UCM wasn't on her radar, but once she learned about the program, the choice was clear.
I've never actually heard about UCM until my coach had reached out to me and we started talking about what my career would be in athletics, and it really showed that what the type of people they are there. They're really kind, and the UCM school is just outgoing with everything that they do. The mules, I didn't think that that's something I would go to school for or as a mascot, but I think it's really cool and exciting to keep on learning more about UCM.
After missing the playoffs for the first time since 2014, changes have been expected for the Chiefs. And after the last couple of weeks, those changes have come on the coaching staff. As of last night, there have been 6 departures from the coaching staff. Assistant defensive line coach Alex Whittingham has joined Michigan as their linebackers coach, and quality control coach Louis Adazio has joined UNLV as their offensive line coach. The Chiefs have fired a pair of coaches as well, running backs coach Todd Pinkston and wide receivers coach Connor Embry. Additional moves include the departures of assistant running backs coach Mark DeLeon and offensive assistant Kevin Saxton. The Chiefs have reportedly also made additions to the staff as well. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, Casey is hiring Chad O'Shea as their next wide receivers coach. O'Shea, who spent the 2025 season with the Browns in the same role and passing game coordinator, returns to Kansas City, where he coached from 2003 to 2005. Speaking of reunions, the Chiefs are bringing back Eric Bieniemy as the team's next offensive coordinator, replacing Matt Nagy, whose contract expired following the season. Bieniemy spent last year with the Bears and was the Chiefs' OC from 2018 through the 2022 season. On Tuesday, former Kansas City Royals star Carlos Beltran received the call he's been waiting for, as he will take his place in Cooperstown as part of the Hall of Fame. Beltran, a 9-time All-Star and 3-time Gold Glove Award winner, started his career in Kansas City, donning the royal blue from 1998 to 2004, winning the Rookie of the Year award in 1999. Beltran is one of 4 players in MLB history with at least 2,700 hits, 400 home runs, 1,500 runs, and 300 career steals. He received votes on over 84% of the ballots in his 4th year of eligibility, clearing the 75% threshold. The Kansas Jayhawks men's basketball team won their 3rd consecutive game, defeating Colorado on the road on Tuesday. But a key piece to the Jayhawks was missing on the sideline. Kansas head coach Bill Self missed Tuesday's matchup after being taken to the hospital for feeling under the weather on Monday, receiving IV fluids. Yesterday, KU Athletics confirmed Self is back at his home in Lawrence, and he will be back on the sideline this weekend, returning to practice prior to their matchup in Manhattan against Kansas State. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
More than 400 8th graders from Carthage toured the Carthage Technical Center South today. The visit gave students a first-hand look at the 12 different programs they can take in high school, from IT and health sciences to culinary arts, agriculture, engineering, carpentry, and welding.
So I feel like it's a really good opportunity to come and see, and get a good layout of where we're going to be next year and what we're going to be doing.
The tours aim to prepare students for their transition to Carthage High School and the Tech Center next year. You're going to want to be careful and stay in touch for the next couple of days as we watch the weather.
Yeah, Dow, you want to build a snowman? We might be able to. Take a look at this. These totals can absolutely go up and down over the next couple of days. Snowfall is absolutely likely. Accumulation likely as well. Temperatures the coldest of the winter so far, and travel impacts definitely expected. Alert day for Saturday, likely for Sunday as well.
All right, I know you will keep us informed as necessary, along with the rest of the weather team. Thanks for joining us. Please do be careful out there, and let's make it a great tomorrow.